Good morning. My name is Dr. Barbara Eason-Watkins, and I serve as the proud superintendent of the Michigan City Area Schools, and it is my pleasure to welcome you to Michigan City High School and to the Compressed Air Academy, which we are celebrating today. And in a few moments, you will be hearing from a few key stakeholders who have worked with us over the past year and a half to bring this day to fruition. But before we begin, I would like to acknowledge a few of our special guests here today. And all of you are special guests, but we do have a few guests who are here with us that I want to acknowledge. First of all, Michigan City Mayor Ron Meir. Clarence H, Executive Director, Economic Development Corporation of Michigan City. Katie Eaton, President, Michigan City Chamber of Commerce. Oxo Sikosi, Chancellor, Ivy Tech, Valpo Campus, and Michigan City Campus. Matt Presley, Regional Director, Indiana Department of Workforce Development. Don Babcock, Chair of the Redevelopment Commission of Michigan City. Cynthia Roberts, Dean of the Business School at IUN. Audra Peterson, Director of the LaPorte County Career and Technical Education Program. Dr. Wendell McCollum, Associate Superintendent of the Michigan City Area Schools. Kevin Goralczyk, Principal of Michigan City High School. Julie Fergan, Associate Principal of Michigan City High School. Dave Williamson, Operations Manager, Sodexo, who was so instrumental in ensuring that this was done and done right. Thank you, Dave. Jeff Roachwack, Compressed Air Academy teacher. Ralph G., Engineering and Manufacturing teacher. Phyllis Stark, Chair of the Business Department. And our amazing Compressed Air Academy students who have joined us this morning. Let's give them a big round of applause. We also have a number of partners from the Compressed Air Academy and vacuum industry here today, and Clarence will be introducing you in just a few moments. But we are grateful to each and every one of you for making this day possible. Before we begin and move into the program, I want to share the history of this undertaking because I think it reveals a lot in terms of what a district-industry collaborative partnership looks like and the work required to pull the pieces together. In late 2017, EDCMC Director, the Executive Director, Clarence H, informed me of the urgent need to grow a workforce for the air compressor vacuum industry based on a Purdue University report and his own dialogue with industry leaders. That spring, we began some preliminary conversations with industry leaders about what might be possible. By May 2018, Sawyer announced its donation of a compressor to Michigan City High School at an EDCMC partnership meeting. That summer, our teachers completed a Sawyer training on the requirements for operating and maintaining the compressor. In early August and September 2018, a curriculum was designed for the Compressed Air Academy, an effort that was led by Dr. Jan Radford, who could not be here today, and also with Audra Peterson. This involved our teachers and industry representatives. A pilot program launched last year with 7 students. But this pilot helped us to refine the curriculum, meshing state standards for manufacturing with key levers of importance to the various air compressor and vacuum industry partners. Which brings us to August 2019, the formal opening of the Compressed Air Academy with 45 students. The classroom you are in now was renovated this fall, and some aspects of that renovation are still underway. It features an adjoining flex lab, which is used for compressed air and vacuum projects, along with other projects in manufacturing. Down the hall is a construction classroom, and across the hall is Ralph's classroom, where computer integrated manufacturing, engineering, and advanced placement computer science are offered. All of these rooms are part of the Compressed Air Academy. You'll hear more from the teachers regarding the curriculum itself, but before I turn the program over, I want to emphasize a couple of things. First, this partnership is more than just a donation of equipment. It's a deeper relationship that involves companies engaging with and mentoring our students, offering internships, and using their community resources for the betterment of our youth. Second, this involves linking existing resources to bolster implementation. The Skill Up 3 grant, an initiative led by the Center of Workforce Innovations, has provided additional resources and equipment. An earlier partnership with Arconic provided equipment, training, and new programs for a course in computer integrated manufacturing that provided critical support and understanding of the manufacturing industry as well. In addition, Audra Peterson, director of the LaPorte County Career and Technical Education Center, provided us with guidance on the career pathway and her expertise and experience on how to maximize all of the key resources that were available. So while we are celebrating the formal opening of the air compressor vacuum program here at Michigan City High School, it's important to note this is a roadmap. It shows us all what is possible through the power of collaboration, a collaboration among economic development, industry, and school leaders to meet current workforce needs. Moving forward, there will be an advisory council jointly led by EDCMC and the district, engaging industry, K-12, and higher education leaders to continue to guide the program as it grows and develops. I want to thank you all for your partnership in this truly exciting work. I want to thank the leaders of our companies represented here today. When Clarence took me on a listening tour back in June of 2018, every CEO of every company represented here today sat down with me to ensure that I had a deeper understanding of your industry, and I truly appreciate it. At this time, I would like to invite Jeff Wojtrak and Ralph G. to the podium.
All right, well, thank you guys for coming. I know we appreciate seeing all you guys here today, and all the kids and their hard work and so forth that they put forward for today. My name is Ralph G. I teach engineering and technology here at Michigan City High School, along with computer science currently. I also coach the robotics team, and anyway, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to all the people that helped us create the curriculum for this program. I mean, it was Jeff and myself, along with Audrey Peterson and Dr. Jan Radford, but really it was in help with consultation with Boss Industries, Decker Vacuums, Sullivan Palitech, Sawyer, and Van Air that really is the center and focus of so far of the operation. We're talking about operation, troubleshooting, and repair of the compressors. And we use that with the NCCER standards, which is the National Center for Construction Education and Research Materials. A good thing I wrote that down, because that's a long acronym. And we'll be able to offer actual certificates to these kids through the NCCER program, so that when they leave our program that they'll actually have something to show for their work. So a little bit about the structure before I turn it off to Jeff. We really are starting a 2-year program here with the first year. We're looking to prepare kids for entry-level positions. So we're talking about safety, measuring equipment, a lot of stuff that you see out there. And then our second year, we're hoping to be able to give more of a background into the compressors themselves, outside of just how the terminal went on, basic troubleshooting and things of that nature. And currently, we don't have any second-year students. That's coming forward. The kids you see in the back, those are. You guys can all wave. Those are our first-year students. And outside of that, we're really hoping that they either take engineering or computer science courses with us, or they can head over to the Career Center and take many of the different options, whether it be welding or electronics. And it's just, or they could take my classes. Again, I just wanted to thank everybody who, not only through their generous donations, but for being able to provide field trips, guest speakers, as well to just making a donation, hopefully also setting a seat on our advisory committee, because we could always use continuous improvement on this. So, again, I want to thank Arconic, Solaire, Sullivan Palitech, and Decker Vacuum for help setting this up. And now I'm going to turn it over to Jeff. So thank you very much.
Good morning. My name is Jeff Wojtrak, and I teach the Air Compressor Academy along with Intro to Construction and Civil Engineering and Architecture. And today is just exciting. I mean, I walked in here today, I see the students engaging in some of the machines that this is the first time they've seen a couple of them, and I'm just thrilled to be a part of this and see it come finally to fruition here. At the start of the school year, these were both social studies rooms. A lot of the students in the back, I've got Hunter back there that really enjoys, he was one of my construction students last year, ripping down things. Leah liked to do some electrical. So this renovation was done by most of the students here in the back, plus some of the ones I have in the other classrooms. Our air compressor was down in the construction lab, which just wasn't feasible for what we wanted to accomplish. So we were able to expand it and bring it down here. We have our Flex Lab, where most of you were at most of this morning, where students taking manufacturing, engineering, and the compressed air courses can work and collaborate on the project. It's getting that hands-on feeling, so they get those aha moments, so they can actually see, oh, this is how this works. This is why we're doing these different things. In addition to the 2 industrial grade compressors that we have in a vacuum system, we have our tabletop CNC. We have our 3D printers. We have our computers over here with CAD for the students that can design things. We also have our industrial robotics components. Thanks to the Skills Up 3 partnerships, the students have access to that skill bus that they were working on, and additional equipment that we get on a rotational basis throughout LaPorte County here. It gives them additional experience in mechatronics, pneumatics, and much more. As Dr. Easton Watkins and Ralph noted, this is a true collaboration. Ralph already talked about what the students learned in this class, and I want to add just a little bit more about where they can go from here. Thanks to partnering here with Ivy Tech, students completing this 2-year program will earn 6 dual credits in advanced manufacturing. They also earn 5 MSSC certifications and 1 NCCER certification. They also can become certified production technicians and also an OSHA 10 certification. Students graduating from the program who wish to continue on with Ivy Tech could pursue pathways and certifications in mechatronics, automation, robotics, just to name a few, or also get their Associate of Applied Science. So there's lots of things, and also, as Ralph mentioned, they can go on and be interns for some of you too. Thanks to everyone here, our students have so many opportunities, not just in the compressed air and vacuum industry, but in industrial maintenance, machining, components for suppliers, manufacturing, the list goes on and on. We have some future engineers back here that just really enjoy on how things work all together. I feel it's important that you meet some of the students who truly understand some of the work that we're doing here and that are excited and engaged here. I have 3 that I would like to call up here: Aaliyah Briggs, Robert Lemon, and Mandrola Glen. Now, they've had a long weekend, so if they forget what they were going to say, you know, it's okay here. So Aaliyah Briggs, she's in the top of her class, extremely athletic, and likes to work with her hands. She always wants to know why. She's always asking, why is this not working? How do I work this? So she is one that could become an engineer, work for you guys. She just likes the hands-on, everything about it. So I'm going to let her speak for a couple minutes.
Sorry. My name's Aaliyah Briggs. I'm a senior here at Michigan City High School. I currently participate in volleyball, track, Spanish club, ping pong club, a couple of volunteer opportunities as well. This past summer, I actually did an internship for J&L Dimensional out in LaPorte. They're a third-party scanning company, and they scan airfoils for different cars, airplanes, and whatnot. And I also helped them create a new service where they scanned large areas such as agriculture, housing, commercial buildings with drones. So I got that cool experience. But I decided I wanted to take this class because I do love the hands-on projects, and college is expensive. So getting this experience for free is a great opportunity, and I like to jump on all those classes that we have here that I get dual credits for and whatnot. I love working with machines. A couple of these out here are newer to me. I have experience with like CNC and scanning from my internship, but also a lot of machines in the construction room because he was my construction teacher. My future plans, I currently visited Illinois Institute of Technology out in Chicago. Love the campus. I felt it was a great fit for me. I want to go into civil engineering, so that school is definitely engineering. I walked in, felt like I was in a utopia. It was definitely in the future side of it and something I want to be a part of. So those are my plans for here on now, and I definitely think that all engineers are problem solvers. We may be in different types of fields, civil engineering, manufacturing engineering, but we're all problem solvers in the end, and in this class, those are still skills that we have to be problem solvers with, and we can all do that now that we're all together.
All right, second here, we have Robert Lemon. Robert is one of our top 10 students in the school. I think he's learning a lot about manufacturing and things from this class, so also was on our tennis team this year. So.
Hi, as he just got done saying, my name is Robert Lemon. I'm a senior here at the high school. I've been in engineering classes since I was in freshman year with Mr. G over here, and I'm also part of the robotics team, so more with him. I unfortunately haven't had much experience with manufacturing outside of the school, but I'm hoping to get some with this class as well. That's partially the reason why I took this class, as well as adapting for the opportunities in the future for manufacturing jobs that are increasing in demand as we go forward. My future plans currently include pre-med at either Wabash or Marion for the opportunity to become an anesthesiologist. So something that kind of works a little bit with technology, maybe not directly in the form of manufacturing, but getting comfortable with technology is a very important part of that. And I would personally like to thank you all for making this possible.
And third, we have Mandrella Glen. Mandrella's been either 2 or 3 years with me in my construction classes. Just as a student and an individual over the last 3 years, how he has grown and matured. And I think this year, first semester, he is just under a 4.0 grade point average, which is probably his best overall. So he's one that he's maybe looking at coming your way right out of high school. That's why I wanted to get him up here and have him talk about that.
Good morning. Like you said, my name is Mandrella Glen. I'm a senior here, Michigan City High School. I'm involved in improv club and track, and I have 2 AP classes now. My favorite thing about this class is how it actually teaches you like new skills and everything that no other classes can teach you. First started in his intro to construction, working with wood and everything. I'm currently working on the table, and it's kind of fun. Like, you get to do the measurements. You got to get everything correct, or it's just like gonna fall all apart. Because it fell apart like 2 to 3 times. I like the field trips a lot too, because they're not just like fun and having everything. You introduce yourself to these people who did these trade schools, and they just tell you about what kind of things that might interest you. And the one we went on last year in Gary, it was about plumbing, like a plumbing system. They had us put together pipes and manufacture and tell us how they work and everything. And that really interested me, and I hope to be able to gain more knowledge in that and learn how to go into that business later on after high school. Future plans were to become a veterinarian, go to college, and then trade school would be plan B, but my college would be plan B now. That way I could probably pay for college too while I'm going to trade school, and that would actually be pretty fun to do. Have trade school and then become a veterinarian. That would actually have like two birds, one stone, you know? Thank you all for coming out here. Thank you for making this possible.
Thank you. Okay, great. Thanks. As I said, thank you to these 3 for coming up here and talking first thing on a Monday morning. I've got probably 12 more that would not like to talk, but no, we do have some great students throughout the whole program, and besides these 3, all of them back there are top in the class too. So after this presentation is over, I encourage you to visit with these students as you were doing earlier in the Flex Lab as they're demonstrating the equipment, and ask them any questions. Thank you very much.
Let's give our students a big round of applause for coming forward today and sharing their stories. I would now like to introduce Clarence H, who serves as the Executive Director of the Economic Development Corporation of Michigan City, who first brought this concept to the Michigan City area schools. Clarence?
Good morning. Great to be here. And as you said, I'm Clarence Holt, EDCMC Director. Exciting times ahead for Michigan City. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the grand opening of the Compressed Air Academy, the first and only one of its kind in the United States. Good thing for Michigan City, we're number one. So, as Dr. Barbara Eason-Watkins acknowledged folks here who are, I guess, the elected officials, I'd like to also acknowledge the people who made this happen, the folks from the private sector, without which this would never happen. This is a great business education partnership. And, you know, when the private sector says they want to make something happen and the schools open the doors, this is exactly what happens. So I'm going to call the name of the person I think is here, and just raise your hand, you and your team, because I try to make sure I meet all the folks who are part of the original 6 that put this together. So just raise your hand, you and your team, so we know you're here. Thank you, Mr. Charles Takuchi, CEO and the Sawyer Hitachi team. Thanks for your donation and support. There are most Sawyer people here. Also, thank you, Mr. Ralph Kokot, CEO and the Vanier team. Anyone from Vanier here? Not today. Okay, thank you for your support and your donation. Mr. Steve Van Loan and the Sullivan Polytech team, are you here today? Thank you for your support. So, Mr. Todd Hudson, President of Boss Industries, and your team, thank you for your support, your curriculum. Mr. Rick Decker, President of Decker Vacuum. Thanks for your donation and support. And Ms. Yvette Saxer Perez from Arconic, HR Director. Anybody from Arconic here? Thank you for your support. As previously mentioned, in 2016, we commissioned a study done by PNW Westville campus. It took us about a year and a half to get it done, but we found some interesting facts about the air compressor industry. First fact was we are number 1 in the state of Indiana in air compressors. Whoopee. Didn't know that. So from that, we also realized we're also number 11 in the country in this industry. And one of the things that the study brought to our attention was everybody that spoke to, both the manufacturers, suppliers, they want to see this industry grow, and they want to support in the form of labor, qualified, skilled labor. And so we set out to try and make that happen in terms of meeting with the schools. This industry supports over 2,000 jobs right now in LaPorte County. So why not make the industry grow? And so we see it as an important cluster for growth in this county. And so we are excited because you see this as a great avenue to increase your qualified skills. The school sees this opportunity to make sure that there's training done that's targeted towards the industry. So when students leave, there'll be a job waiting for them when they leave this academy. One of the things we keep talking about every day is lack of skills and building the workforce, building the pipeline. And this is part of that. You know, there's a lot of talk about there's no jobs or no skills. Well, I think this academy combines those two thought processes about making sure we maintain our edge in creating better and growing industry, but also having high-skilled employees for the future to grow our local companies. Because it's great to have new companies come to LaPorte County, but it's better to have the companies who are here grow and stay here. So I believe in keeping your industry happy and making sure they stay home. This is a fantastic journey ahead for us. I foresee in the future technicians being trained right here in Michigan City High School. I foresee kids coming up with stock credentials, going to Ivy Tech, getting ACE degrees in various engineering technology fields. I see kids going straight to Purdue or other institutions for bachelor degrees in engineering. So to me, this is the start of something that's going to really change Michigan City, LaPorte County. And so I'm excited to be part of it on the ground floor. I'm sure all of you who are part of us are too. And to me, this is a great, for us, we completed our strategic plan earlier this year about how to grow our community. So this is part of our plan for the future, our strategic plan. How do we make sure our industries are growing, but also have a workforce that they can actually depend on in the future? So very, very important part of our strategic plan. I'd like to thank the industry leaders for taking a risk, taking a chance. I'd like to thank the school board and the staff for, thinking out of the box. And I definitely want to thank the mayor and council, if the mayor and the council, whoever's council is here, because thank you for your support for the business community and the schools. Because without your support, just so you guys are aware, the city through the TIF district have granted the school over $5 million. So they're actually helping this in the background. So so there's a whole lot of partners involved in this process. Again, thank you for coming today, and I foresee great things moving forward. So thank you again. I would like to invite Mr. Charles Takuchi, Chief Operating Officer of Sawyer Hitachi, to say a few words.
Thank you, Clarence. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I'm sorry students have to keep standing. It's an honor to be here today to help celebrate the opening of the Michigan City High School Compressed Air Academy. Today is significant for many reasons. We're celebrating the launch of the Compressed Air Academy, a first of its kind curriculum to prepare today's high school students, as well as those students who have yet to wear wolf's blue, gray, and white. On behalf of Sawyer, we're proud to play a part of in creating a new pathway after high school graduation, allowing students a leg up on the career right in the backyard. Like other leaders in Michigan, of the Michigan City-based companies can attest to, we tasked with the envisioning not only what tomorrow or the next year will hold for our companies, but we are entrusted with directing the future of our companies for 5, 10, or even 15 years from now. The future is rooted firmly in today. For this reason, when Sawyer was asked to partner with the Michigan City area schools to develop the Compressed Air Academy, we were immediately on board. We knew it would be a win-win situation. It would provide companies like Sawyer with a pipeline of qualified workers. Likewise, it provides a clear path for students either directly out of high school or provide them with a solid foundation as they went off to college. In turn, this means the Michigan City area will remain a national leader in the compressed air industry. The foundation for today's celebration was put in place years ago by leaders from EDCMC, Michigan City area schools, and the city of Michigan City. It's their hard work, dedication, and forward thinking that set us on this path with the Compressed Air Academy. Your tireless work is to be commended. We look forward to continuing to partner with EDCMC, Michigan City area schools, and the city of Michigan City to develop innovative ways to ensure a talented workforce remains in our local community. We look forward to working together to ensure growth and prosperity in Michigan City and Northwest Indiana for years to come. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And at this time, I would like to invite Mayor Meir to come forward. He has been a champion for workforce development across Michigan City. He worked closely with the Skill Up Grant when it first started, and we appreciate your leadership and support as we move forward with the Compressed Air Academy. Please welcome Mayor Ron Meir.
Thank you very much, Doctor. I first got to start off, I really appreciate that young man's comments about, because it's similar in the mayor's office, if the measurements aren't just right, everything starts to fall apart very quickly. So I want to start out by saying that I'm very proud of all the collaboration that's occurring in the city of Michigan City. That's very important as we look at the private sector, the school system, and city government all working together. That's something to be very, very proud of. And we talk about we're number 11 in the nation. I'd like to see us be number 1 in the nation someday, of growing to that extent. At the recent expansion of Hitachi Solaire, I offered up the North Golf Course if they needed some more land to expand even further, so we can, do some things there. But I think the other thing that I see, and as each of you young folks back there are ambassadors coming out of the first year or two representing our city, and you're doing a fine job at that. But what I've also seen is that this collaboration is an example that you're seeing spread, and is contagious to other companies that are now starting internal apprenticeships, so that if you have the good work basics, they're willing to train you. And you're seeing more and more of that happen in Michigan City and LaPorte County. And I think that's really important, because if you look back 10, 20 years ago, many employers wanted somebody ready to go totally as they walked in the door. Now they're looking for those good work ethics, some training, and they'll work with you and train you, and then you can expand in their corporation. So I think that's very important. And Doctor, congratulations and everybody involved today. I'm very proud of everything that's happening. Thank you all.
Thank you. And I'd like to give a special thanks to Betsy Cohn, who worked from day one, going back to 2017, to ensure that the things that needed to take place, the conversations that needed to take place, the planning that needed to take place, led to today's ribbon cutting. So let's give Betsy a big round of applause. And now I'd like to ask each of the compressed air and vacuum companies that are represented here today to select one representative to assist us with the photo op. I'd also like to ask AXO to join us as part of the IB Tech, collaboration. We're going to move into the other room now. And again, thank you. This has just been a wonderful, wonderful day. And we look forward to continuing to meet the workforce needs right here in Michigan City. Thank you. And congratulate our students, and just say whatever inspirational thing comes to mind, because we want to be able to display this for the future for our Compressed Air Academy here at Michigan City. So make sure before you leave, you sign in here. Thank you again.